So there are 3 things that I think people need in order to be happy. 2 of those everyone recognizes. The third one, most people don't actually realize it's what makes them happy. So the third one is actually more important than the first 2 because it gives rise to the first 2 items. So let's go over these things that make us happy. And hint, hint, this is to do very slightly with software engineering, but it could apply to many other fields. Right, so are you happy? Well, that's a good question. What do you need in order to be happy? I would say, number 1, and these aren't necessarily in order, is of course, you need money. Not boatloads of money, just enough to pay your expenses, to pay the unforeseen expenses, and to know that you're covered for like a year or 2 worth of expenses. That generally, if you look at all the scientific studies, is how much money people need in order to increase their happiness. And after that, after I think it's something like 50 to 100 grand a year, their happiness just kind of flatlines and it doesn't get any better, any higher. So you will need money to be happy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What do we need? Number 2. Well, you might know this one already. Family and friends. So why family and friends? Well, because we're social creatures at heart, as the human species. We communicate with other creatures. It's in our DNA that we need to have people we can rely on and that rely on us to feel useful in society. So family and friends is important. Now, the third item, which is actually related to software engineering, but could be in many other fields, but I think you'll recognize this when I say it, is if you're a beginner programmer, then you're probably a bit daunted facing a landscape of hundreds of languages and frameworks. What you need, even more than programming knowledge, is clarity around your learning journey. You need a map. A map that shows you what technical and non-technical skills are required as an employee, freelancer, or entrepreneur. And that's where my free guide comes in, Zero Dev to Hero Dev. It outlines top-level skills you need to become an employee, freelancer, entrepreneur, or any mixture of the 3. If you want a map to success, then this guide is what you're looking for. Get it for free at imdev.net/hero. To be building. Building what? Well, it could be building a better future for yourself. It could be building a product that makes the future better for other people and in turn makes the future better for you through revenue. It could be any of those things. But really what it boils down to, and I was thinking about this morning, is when you're building things, what are you really doing? You're taking your life that exists on, let's say, day 1, and by day 2, you've improved it. So it's actually increased in quality. Now, you've probably come across this phenomenon in both directions. So in terms of building something or improving yourself from day to day, let's say you went to the gym one day, the next day you probably felt a lot better for having gone to the gym. Conversely, if you'd gone to the gym one day and then not gone to the gym the next time, just skipped it because basically you were being lazy, you felt worse. And that's related to this concept of building. One time you were building your body up, the other time you're building your body down. So I'm going to come back to the concept of software engineering here. And how does building apply to us? Well, it should be obvious because we're all builders at heart as software engineers. We like to make stuff. But of course, being software engineering, there is an enormous upside in that building allows you to charge people money for the product you provide. And more importantly than that, it allows you to charge enough money that you then have free time to spend with family and friends and strengthen those bonds and relationships. So even though I've labeled this 1, 2, and 3, actually I think the order starts down here with building. Then you get money, and then you have more time and quality relationships with family and friends. Now, obviously, you could go any which way around that. it doesn't really matter which comes first, but in my opinion, building stuff feels great. So as an engineer myself, when I'm building stuff, if I get to the end of the day and I haven't built something, however small it is, I get so annoyed at myself. This is basically me at the end of the day, with the neutral, slightly angry face that I haven't actually done anything. So, finally, my question to you is, what are you building right now so that your future is a more happy place?